Often, a lot of people think that to be confident is just to kind of wake up and go out and do what it is that you do, and you're confident. The journey to confidence begins by taking steps, and it's a journey along the way. Confidence is similar to the hero's journey. Are you familiar with the hero's journey? The hero actually does not become a hero instantly. The hero has to go on a journey. And the hero along the way has trials, challenges, setbacks, pitfalls, but the hero persists. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you today about my journey to break free from external validation. And I want to talk about what I like to say is the messy middle. So, a lot of us are out in these corporate streets doing our work around people who see us daily, and they are watching us. And some of us have chosen to go through the hero's journey. We've decided that we want to move to a place of internal confidence. This is not something that we are saying is relying upon external validation, because we're working on ourselves. And so, often we stop ourselves because from going forward and doing things, because people see us and we feel embarrassed. We feel like people are judging us, and we don't continue. But I want to encourage you today to continue to get through what I like to call the messy middle. So I want to share with you that, like a lot of you, you're out here doing your work, and what you see with me and the work that I do is I'm an orange wearing, kind of out here doing my thing, having fun and speaking my truth, and not really actually paying much attention, although some paying much attention to what other people think, right? I wear my hair the way I want to wear it. Sometimes I change it, sometimes I don't. I'm really feeling good in the life that I'm living. But it's not always been this case. It's not always been the way that I have always been. So I want to share that I was overthinking, overworking, and at times, being honest with you, there are times when I, you know, constantly love to work. Overthinking, overworking, overanalyzing, being very hard on myself, taking inventory of what people think, taking stock in, like, someone would say something, and then I would just, be struck by that and be like, why would they say that? And would actually take inventory of that thought and keep it in my mind for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, and sometimes months, and it would stop me from moving forward. I did that so much, and I even use yoga as my way to prove that I'm amazing, go into yoga and try to do all these hard poses and not really, know that, why are you constantly trying to prove something? How many of you feel that? You feel like you're constantly trying to prove something to someone out there, and it's like you're kind of fighting these battles by yourself. And in fact, everything came to a screeching halt. Everything came to a screeching halt in 2020 when George Floyd was murdered. I dealt with what I call the biggest blow of my entire life, and it was depression. And it wasn't just your simple, oh, I don't feel great. It was I lost 30 pounds. I had uncontrollable shaking. My voice was always feeling like I couldn't speak. I was doubting myself constantly, couldn't make decisions, could hardly get out of bed, was faking it when I would go to the meetings, even though, like, I literally would just get out of bed, go to a meeting. I was very I was just wondering if I was gonna get through what I was going to get through. Like, it was that hard. And why? Because I was so sweating external validation. And I realized that I'd come to a certain level. Like, if you knew me before 2020, you knew that I was a person who was reading professional development books. I was constantly questioning, is this the pathway I should go? I wasn't staying in jobs I knew that wasn't serving my purpose. I was actually starting to dive into being an entrepreneur. And all of this was great, but it was along my hero's journey that I needed to go to a new level. And whenever you are moving past the point of external validation, you're starting to go inward and you're starting to have this knowing and you're tapping into that everyone is going to have to say goodbye to a certain level that they're at, right? For every mountain that you climb, there is, for the top of the mountain that you're at, you will see the bottom of the next because you're consistently going to a new level. And this requires you to die to that old way of thinking and that old way of learning. The only issue was in 2020, I had just, I just want to share this with you because, and I'm going to go into a lot deeper with some strategies. If you guys join me for my webinar tomorrow, but let me just share this with you that in 2020, everything was crumbling. And at that point, I realized I needed to create something that was reflective of everything that I learned. So I created it. And it wasn't just me, it was me co creating with God. I knew that what I had put together was not of my own doing, that it was definitely a download that God gave me. And I just went out there and I asked people if they wanted to join. And I had like 8 women that signed up for the first cohort. At the time, I called it the Pivot and Rise Mastermind. And I was so excited about it. But, you know, as I started to analyze it and as I was going through, I started to go deeper into my depression. I started to question with what am I doing? Right. This Pivot and Rise Mastermind, women came in and I felt like they were learning some things, but I was completely doubting myself. I was constantly thinking, well, what am I doing? And I thought the mastermind and the stuff that I put together wasn't worthy of me being able to say that this is my work. And it wasn't if you know me, you know that I like to make certain I research everything, everything's quoted and it's pretty, it has all these things. Just this whole perfectionist thing that I had was dealing with was really eating me alive with regard to my mastermind I put together. And so I really started to question myself, and because I was depressed, how could I be helping people at the same time? How is this all adding up? And that was the beginning of my shift. You see, along this journey, there's that messy middle because the messy middle is where you begin to question everything. Although you're just right on the verge of breaking free. And you just need people around you to let you know that you're breaking free. Most people don't have this. Most people aren't going through life like this. We have just accepted mediocrity. We've accepted the fact that someone else is in charge of our lives. We depend upon external validation to move forward. Even here, as I'm speaking, I know that I am speaking to 100,000 women, right? There are 100,000 women that I literally am speaking to right now, which gives me the confidence to know why I have to keep showing up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to go live, because I know the more that I speak, the more that I do, the more the 100,000 people will be actually in my view. They're just not in my view right now. They are out in the world. They're just not sitting in this room right now. But what gives me the confidence to know that I need to consistently speak is because I believe that. I also believe the fact that as I sit here in this dimension and this, like right now, and I look, there are like 0 people in here with me at the moment. There will be, and there already are. They're just not like close to me right now. You have got to understand that you need people in your life to help you get to the messy middle so you can speak like this. You have to get to this level of confidence. And it doesn't come by you doing nothing. It comes by you taking uncomfortable action and stepping forward and doing things that might break you, doing things that might embarrass you. And that's the reason why some people in corporate America who are working around the same people all the time don't step forward and do anything, because you're looking for them to give you affirmation. You're looking to HR, your leadership team, you're looking to uh, your direct report to give you affirmation that you should still continue to move forward. You're looking to your spouse, you're looking to your kids, you're looking to all these people, but they're not encouraging you to continue to go for things that you know is right. How do you know what's right? You got to get quiet. You got to get internal. You got to get introspective. You gotta start reading the books. You got to start doing a lot of the stuff that we talk about in the Rise Advocates Academy so that you can continue to rise. This is the messy middle. And most people stop at the messy middle, right? I knew my depression. I knew the things that I was dealing with. It was either, the song by Kelly Clarkson, "What doesn't kill you make you stronger." I don't necessarily always want to do things that are killing me, but I do know that if I got past this, I was going to be stronger. Right. And it made me prove out the scripture that says that count it all joy when trials come, because your faith will be tested and you will get through perseverance. And I just knew this. I knew this. And now here I am being able to be a witness of it. So I share that with you because I do believe that all of us need to go on this journey. We all need to get on what I like to call the path of power, purpose, and connection. We all need to be able to get rid of this idea that we have to rely upon external validation to consistently move forward with the assignment that God has us on. We all have to understand that we're going to go through challenges, obstacles, adversity to get to where we need to be. We need to have the habits about ourselves that allow us to realize that everything we want is on the other side of good habits, good discipline, and the ability to persevere. Everything that you want, everything that you desire is on the other side of you consistently going through the messy middle. And you have to be able to break free and break yourself of the chains of mediocrity. This is what we talk about in the Rise Advocates movement. This is what I need you all to understand. So, I want to share a few things with you because we have some things that we want to invite you to. We are in promotion season. That means that everything that we're doing, we're trying to get us to our vision of 100,000 women. We need 100,000 women to come into our community. And so, what do we have to do? Talk about that, right? So, I want to share that we will be having an event actually tonight. This is if you are in the Toledo area, I invite you to come to the You Are Worthy event that I am doing with my very good friend, co founder of Toll House in Toledo, Ohio. It's April the 9th at, it's actually, wait, yeah, April 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Of course, you're in Toledo at Toll House. So we look forward to seeing you there. Also tonight, tomorrow, I should say, tomorrow we are having an event. It is a webinar where I will be talking about this concept and I will be going a lot deeper. For me and for you, for those of you, and I want to show this here, that we have this webinar. It's going to be April 10th at 1 p.m. There's the link for you to be able to sign up for that. Here's the thing. I feel like it's a crime. It's actually shameful if you don't tell people how you can help them. If you have a solution, if you have things that you know are going to help people live better lives with either a product or a service, it's a shame that you don't even tell them that you can do that. It's also a shame if you don't ask people to invest in themselves. And so tonight in the You Are Worthy event that we're going to have at 6 p.m. at Toll House, this is, by the way, April 9th at 6 p.m. at Toll House, we are we're letting people know that they need to invest in themselves, that they need to see themselves as worthy to be able to invest in themselves, right? Because when you don't invest in yourself, then you don't believe in yourself. You don't trust yourself. You don't take chances. You don't speak up. You don't advocate. You go with the flow. And the flow is going with the flow is good. As long as the flow is you're seeing that the flow is investing is benefiting you, right? Because when it benefits you, then it's going to benefit others, because the people that we attract, we always benefit others. So, want to share that with you. Again, join us tomorrow, April 10th, 1 p.m. You can join us tonight, April 9th, or join us tomorrow, April 10th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is a link to register, and we look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, I will be back here on Friday at 9 a.m. with a great, beautiful message. And we always ask that you subscribe to our newsletters, that you get every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because we're all about every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, bringing beautiful opportunities to you to tune in, to be able to learn and constantly grow. All right, so that's it, and thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you either tomorrow at Toll House or Thursday, April 10th, 1 p.m. live at this riseadvocatesacademy.com/sign up. Thank you so much.